It was a quiet morning, the kind that feels like it holds something important. The old man sat on the worn-out bench under the neem tree. His hands were resting on his cane, his gaze fixed far beyond the horizon. His grandson, barely in his 20s, sat beside him scrolling through his phone. There was a kind of distance between them, though they were only inches apart. The old man noticed. He always did. He leaned slightly toward the boy and said, "Put that thing away. I want to tell you something you won't hear in schools or read in books." The boy looked up, a bit irritated, a bit curious, but something about the tone, the gravity in his grandfather's voice made him slip the phone into his pocket. The old man took a slow breath. "You're young. You think you have time, that it'll always be there. But let me tell you what time really is. It's not what you think. And if you don't understand it now, you'll spend your life chasing the wrong things." The boy shifted a little, sensing the weight of what was coming. The grandfather continued, "When I was your age, I also thought time was unlimited. I thought I had years to figure things out. I kept saying tomorrow. I'll talk to my parents tomorrow. I'll chase my dreams next month. I'll apologize later. I'll rest after I succeed." And then one day, I looked in the mirror and the boy was gone. I was an old man with knees that hurt and memories that echoed louder than my present. The boy's eyes softened. He didn't interrupt. The old man had never spoken this way before. People will tell you to make money, to succeed, to be better than others. They'll say hustle, they'll say compete. But no one tells you that your time is the real currency. You spend it every single day, and you never get change back. You waste one day on something meaningless. That's one day you'll never see again. He paused, letting that settle. I've seen people on their deathbeds. Not one of them wished they had worked more hours. Not one of them said they wanted to own more things. You know what they did say? They wished they had forgiven sooner, that they had loved deeper, that they had traveled, that they had taken the risk, that they had called their mother, that they had watched more sunsets without rushing, that they had lived fully rather than efficiently. The boy was listening now, not just with his ears, but with his soul. "I'll tell you something else," the old man said. "Time doesn't ask for permission. It moves whether you're ready or not. You think you're waiting for the right time, but time isn't waiting for you. You're standing at a train station, thinking you'll board when you feel ready. But the train keeps passing, and one day there are no more trains." The boy lowered his gaze. There was something in that metaphor that cut deep. "You'll lose people," the grandfather went on. "One day, someone you love will be gone. Not because of anything you did, just because time decided so. You'll think you have more time with them. And then you won't. Say what you need to say now. Don't assume they know. Don't assume you'll get another chance. Time doesn't always give closure. Sometimes it just gives silence." He took a long pause, his eyes glistening with memories. "I remember this girl I loved," he continued. "We were young. I was proud. She was patient. I thought we had all of the time in the world. So I delayed telling her how I felt. I thought, tomorrow, I'll say it tomorrow. One day she left town, got married, moved on, and I had to live with the question, what if, for the rest of my life?" The boy swallowed hard, the weight of the story pressing on his chest. "You'll have dreams," the old man said. "Wild ones. Don't wait for them to feel practical. Don't wait until you're not scared. Chase them while your legs work and your heart still believes. You won't always have this fire. Life will try to dim it. People will tell you to be realistic, but you must learn to protect your time like treasure. Because it is. He leaned back, eyes scanning the sky. Do you know what time does? He asked, almost whispering. It steals everything quietly. Your childhood, your health, your hair, your parents, your chances, one by one, and it never gives them back. The boy felt a lump in his throat. No words, just silence, heavy, sacred. The old man turned to him. You think being young is about having fun, but it's really about choosing. You're planting seeds now. One day you'll live in the forest you grew. Choose how you spend your time wisely, because the cost is invisible until it's too high. There was a long silence between them. Then the boy asked, So what should I do now? The grandfather smiled gently. Be where your feet are. Don't live in yesterday. Don't obsess over tomorrow. Call your friends. Hug your parents. Watch the sunrise without recording it. Cry if you need to. Forgive if you can. Say what you mean. Do what you love. Rest without guilt. Speak the truth even if your voice shakes. And above all, never assume that you'll get another chance. He leaned in a little closer. Every single day is a page in your story. Don't let others hold the pen. Don't let regret write the final chapter. The boy looked into his grandfather's eyes. But what if I mess up? The old man chuckled softly. You will. That's part of it. But time isn't asking you to be perfect. It's just asking you to be present. The biggest waste is not in failure. It's in not trying, in not living, in holding back until life passes you by. He stood slowly, his knees cracking slightly. Come on, he said, let's walk slowly, like time is on our side. As they walked down the dirt path, the boy looked at the world differently. Each tree, each breeze, each sound seemed fuller, like life had turned up the volume. And though his grandfather didn't say much more, the silence between them was louder than any lecture. That evening, the boy sat alone in his room. He looked at his phone but didn't reach for it. Instead, he picked up an old notebook and wrote down what he could remember of the conversation. He didn't want to forget. He didn't want to forget that time is not a clock ticking. It's not measured by deadlines or alarms. It's measured by moments you show up for, moments you breathe in, moments you choose to feel instead of scroll. He realized that the best use of time was not about doing more. It was about being more present, more honest, more alive. And maybe, just maybe, that was the real secret his grandfather was trying to pass on. Not a lecture, not a rule, but a truth. That in the end, it's not about how long you live, it's about how well. Days passed, then weeks, then months. But the lesson stayed with him. When he was faced with decisions, he asked, will this matter when I'm 90? When he argued with loved ones, he remembered time is not promised. When he felt scared to chase something new, he heard his grandfather's voice saying, don't wait for the right time. Make this time right. He grew older, wiser, and when he had a child of his own, he took them on a walk one day, sat under a tree, looked at the horizon, and said, put that thing away. I want to tell you something. Because some lessons aren't meant to be taught. They're meant to be passed on. Not with urgency, but with presence. Not as advice, but as truth etched in the heart. Time never shouts, it whispers. And those who learn to listen live differently.